I'd like to ask you to support the Canadian Charter. What is the Canadian Charter? The Canadian Charter is alternative media. It's multimedia and it's web-based news for the Canadian public. Why do we need the Canadian Charter? We have mainstream media. We have media that comes out regularly that has information, but that information has a contradiction. On the one hand, it is expected to tell the truth to the Canadian public. On the other hand, it controls the truth according to a system, to a corporate system. And the media itself, as it is structured, is a corporation. So we have a challenge. We have information, we have good reporters, we have important news that gets reported, but on the other hand, it gets controlled in a very regulated way and it's very selected. An example of this is what happened during the war on Gaza. When we saw the war, the way it was presented in the media, it was presented as if it was a war between two equal sides, between Israel and the people in Gaza, between the rockets and between the Israeli state. But really what it was not a war of two equal sides, and the vast majority of us know that. The Canadian Charter will allow the vast majority of the publication to access the news and to write the news, and for that we need your support.
Let me tell you why I'm proud to be a member of the editorial board of the Canadian Charter. Canadians are voting with our feet. People are migrating away from the corporate media. And there's a very good reason for that. The corporate media are not representing Canadians to ourselves as we are. The corporate media are misrepresenting the world that surrounds us. The Canadian Charter aspires to do something seriously different from that. We want to be accurate, responsible, unfailingly well-informed, acerbic when we need to be, satirical, funny. We intend to offer fresh, thoughtful, critical analysis of what's going on in Canadian politics, in the economy, in Canadian culture, in the environment, the environmental catastrophe that envelops all of us. We will be publishing work by investigative journalists, by public intellectuals, by academics, by people who are systematically filtered out of the corporate media in this country. We want to offer something importantly different, and we hope, we believe, that a Canadian reading public is ready to support us.
In the Canadian Charter, we want to give a platform to all Canadians who right now don't have a say in the mainstream profit-driven corporate media. And we do this using the most sophisticated up-to-date technology, which is interactive and also multimedia, and it's web-based. Because print technology is a dying technology, even TV audience are declining, and we think that the Canadian Charter is for the future of this country to make sure that Canada is a better place than what we have right now.
One reason the corporate media is inaccurate and untrustworthy is that it's dependent for its survival on corporate advertising. The Canadian Charter is different. We are asking for the support of donors, sponsors, subscribers, people who believe that what we're providing in the way of content is deserving of their attention and their support. The Canadian Charter keeps overhead expenses to an absolute minimum. We operate on a shoestring, but even shoelaces cost money. We are setting out to sustain and support the work of freelance and investigative journalists in this country. They need to eat as well. So we would be grateful if you can do whatever you can to support our work and the work of the journalists and public intellectuals whom we are publishing. $5 a month, $10 a month, we will be most grateful for donations of any size. Thank you.
If you're a student, if you're a teacher, if you're a labor activist, if you're a social activist, if you're someone who just wants to know the truth, think about how much it's worth to you if you can find that out. Think about how much it's worth to you if you can read an article or read a publication that you can really trust to have accurate information from the side of social justice, exposing the myths, learning about the way the world really works, the way societies are organized, what's happening internationally, what's happening in Canada. If that's worth something to you, then you need to think about how to keep that going. And that's why we're asking you to make a contribution to the Canadian Charger. Canadian Charger is a shoestring publication. It doesn't operate on much, but it has to operate on something. And every contribution that gets made, every $5, every $10, every $15, if you've got it, $100 or $200, will go to getting the truth out to you. You can visit our website and just click the dots and make a contribution. Thank you very much.
Another way of supporting the Canadian Charger is by promoting this new magazine among your family and friends and colleagues. The more people will read the Canadian Charger, the more we'll be happy. Another way is to write to us op-ed pieces on issues of importance to Canadians, which it is very rare that you find it in the profit-driven corporate media. I'm sure that you wrote sometime an op-ed piece and been rejected by XYZ magazine or newspaper. Would be happy to consider this piece. So make sure that the Canadian Charger is really your default when it comes to news media and views. And we will be happy also to entertain a letter to the editor. Thank you.